But now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left,
more football,
early in November, but they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. From the 44, Trubisky over the middle, complete. That's Cohen. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 27 yards there, a first down.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. This is the former Nittany Lion, the rookie Miles Sanders. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. Once again with Sanders. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's third and goal. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Robinson. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Yeah, after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Working from the gun, Wentz. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. To try again after the sack. Wentz, he's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Watch the run.
Running right. It's a handoff to Gordon. Eddie Jackson with a tackle. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it 2nd and 7.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got?
On 2nd and 7, Wentz gets this one left side to Pettis. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patches, I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. Back to the ground now with Gordon. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Throwing his Wentz. Got a man open. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Elliott good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. We remind you that coming up later tonight, we've got a good AFC battle in Baltimore. The Super Bowl champs, New England, in town to take on the Ravens. And then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, the Cowboys and the Giants from MetLife Stadium to wrap up this first weekend in November. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Play action. Now Trubisky. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks that, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. But guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot it.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up,
To throw is Wentz. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to pump from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing here, Trubisky to Gabriel, middle of the field. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down and 4, Trubisky. Yeah, that's caught for a Bear touchdown. It's the tight end, Trey Burton. Trey Burton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line.
Let's go.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Throwing now is Wentz. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And got his man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They'll get 34 yards there.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great. Let's nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Trubisky now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Trying to go back to Watkins, and it's 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6. Ran, go.
Looking to throw again, Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Shotgun now for Wentz. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Now Wentz. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. first possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Going deep here for Watkins. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Tighten up. Lock in.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky. He's going to look deep for Watkins. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Watkins, the intended receiver.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 38. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 36-yard line.
58's the mic. 3 buzz. 58, boys. 58 's Mike.
57.
58's Mike.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz. And this is Hurts with it. Right side. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he connects with Hurts. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the Bears' 45-yard line.
Here we go, Pac-Man. 280.
59, Mike's at 59. Let's go one more.
46 down, man, 5-4. Hey, Foxtrot.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. Hurts has it left side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 27 yards there, a first down.
First and 10 at the 18.
Wentz now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you.
Kill.
58, right over.
From the red zone now, Wentz. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Khalil Mack, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Here's Wentz to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
The Eagles on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be third and a mile. Now Wentz. Hurts over the middle. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It'll be a gain of 17, but even with that, they'll be well short here for fourth down. The kick by Elliott is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They try again with Cohen. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game.
Protein spill. Hey, ball. Alert. Double up.
On third down, Trubisky. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cohen. 14 yards in a Chicago first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but, boy, that was textbook defense, exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
Strong right.
Alert.
On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Brandon Graham in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he's going to go down again.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Here we go, Pac-Man. 120!
Mike's 59.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there now. 82, 82!
Wentz now to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
I got you.
Grade 15, grade 15!
Mike 5'9", Get in the weight room.
Hey, Echo!
The Eagles indeed snap it. Wentz. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Get ready.
1st down, a run with Cohen. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And that's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
Alert!
Safety's creeping.
Hey, alert!
Now on 2nd and 16, Trubisky. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Bears on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 16.
18.
Now it's Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear 1st down. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
They'll run on 1st down. Cohen looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Zach Brown. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now, the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Trubisky gives to Cohen. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown, Bears. 3 touchdown passes now for Mitchell Trubisky. And the Bears will extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
They're not ready for this. They still confused. Y'all playing the wrong football.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Prince Amukamara, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Watch tight. Tight is right.
Ran, tight.
3 down.
On 1st down, it's Cohen. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Oh, Trubisky going to throw. Being chased out left. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, y'all. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense...
And this is caught inside the 5. A big play there for Philly. 57 yards. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. 5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. To throw, it's Wentz. And he's into the clear. The 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth-quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Done. 280.
59.
Let's go, Satchel. Let's go. We got this. We got this. Wait, touch.
Now Wentz to try again after the pick 6. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. After the sack on 1st down, Wentz, and it's knocked away and incomplete. Robert Foster, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
The Eagles on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Throwing is Wentz. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. There he goes right side. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Bryant's extra point up and good. And that will shave one more off this lead. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Pac-Man. 180.
Check 59. Check pass. Check pass.
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I'll bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Bears, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6, and they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.